how's it going? This is Bobby Terry, licensed real estate broker in Georgia. I specialize in relocation services. So I'm making this video to follow up. My first video was the 3 things you must do before you relocate to Georgia. Now, this is important information. This is gonna be from number 2. We're gonna start with the state before we get down to the neighborhood. And the reason why this is important is because when I relocated from Wisconsin to Georgia, I had to transfer my real estate licenses to the state. So now the first thing you want to do is you want to research the state requirements for you to transfer your license, whatever the profession is. You want to go through the requirements, and then usually they'll have, if it's an application, it'll be a PDF or something you need to fill out. Also, it will give you the information on what the fees are, which you can incorporate that into, the budget that you're putting together while you are planning the big move. Now, you want to go on that site. The information and links for Georgia is in the bottom. Now, if you have a state that you are thinking about going to, it don't have to be Georgia. I'm just using Georgia because I'm here, but I can do this for any state that you're trying to relocate to, because if you watch my last video, number 2 was know your neighborhood. But we're going to start from the state and work our way down to the neighborhood, to the zip code, to the house. So, number 2, you want to gather all your documentation. Gathering your documentation so that if you got to upload it, show that you previously had education from another state that you can get credit for here. You want that documentation so you can upload it with all of the documents, okay? Because a lot of the professional licenses got some kind of continuing education attached to it. So you want that documentation, make sure you got it. Go through filling out the application. You want to know the application process. Don't leave nothing blank. So every line is 0, NA, something. Don't leave nothing blank. Always put your answers in every space so that it don't slow you down. If it don't apply to you, put NA, or if it's a number, put 0, because you don't want that to hold your application up in the process, talking about you didn't fill out section 56B. Some of these things be long. That's why I said 56B, because some of them be very long. Okay. Background checks. See if it requires background checks. Some of them require federal background checks. So now, a lot of these states will say the background check that you have already don't apply. So be prepared if you have to pay for a background check all over again, even though if you bought it last week from somewhere else. Everybody got their process, how they do it. But, you can check the links below, give you all of that information for you to be able to know if you have a background check. You can use that background check when you're moving to Georgia. So it's going to be links down here for healthcare professionals. If you're a healthcare professional, that information is going to be down there for you. For dentists and pharmacists, that information is down here. Just look in the description below, click the link that fits your profession. I just want you to know that whatever the profession is, you go to the state for all of that stuff. It's not a local thing. But then for once we get into the neighborhoods, the cities and everything, those are different processes for the things you're going to do in your neighborhood. But for the state, for your professional license, usually the state issue those licenses, so that information will be good for you at the bottom. Okay. So everything I made this video for is, again, part of the process of helping you understand and making your transition to another state a lot more easier. Because when I moved from Wisconsin to Georgia, I didn't have that information, or I didn't know how to find that information. So if you are looking at this video, I'm sharing my experience with you, and I know how much stress it added to me when I moved, and just figured, hey, I'm getting started when I got here instead of being ahead before I got here. But I hope that this helped you understand. Let's start with getting your money up when you transfer into a state. First is checking in and learning the process of transferring your licenses from where you at to where you're trying to go. And that's the first step in your transit, is knowing everything that it takes to activate your license to hit the ground and running when you move into another state. So thanks for watching my video. If you didn't get a chance to watch the other one, 3 things you need to do before you relocate, the link to that video also is in the bottom. Thank you for your time. My name is Bobby Terry. Peace.